Hi everyone. In this video, we're going to be using Adobe Firefly to do some photo editing using their AI generative tools. All right. And what I'm aiming for is kind of what you're seeing on the screen to create a before and after inspirational image. All right. So this would be if you have an existing location and your client says, well, I want to do this bathroom in, for example, an arts and crafts style, you could generate this inspirational image. Right. So I'll just skip to the end here and say that some parts of this tool worked really well and some not so much. I kind of struggled with this. I did get an image at the end that is probably usable. All right. For those of you with Photoshop skills, I think this would work far better inside of the Photoshop tool, so you're able to do some more sophisticated editing. All right, but for this particular exercise, I was trying to use just Adobe Firefly. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, and I'll walk you through my whole process. My first step is to find an image of a bathroom, all right, to begin my project. Now, this would be specific for a school project. For a real professional project, you would use a photograph of the site, all right, that you are working on. And you can search for what you want right here. I'm using Flickr and specifically their Creative Commons section. And I'm choosing the appropriate license so that I can use this image in my work. Let's speed this up. I eventually did find an image that I wanted to use. I had to search luxury bathroom instead of just bathroom. And here's what I chose. I downloaded this image and then we're going to open it up in Adobe Firefly. Here on the Adobe Firefly website, I want this generative fill option and choose upload image or drag and drop. And I've selected, oh, that one. So here is, we'll call this our existing bathroom in the Adobe Firefly tool. And as a reminder, here is the arts and crafts style that we are trying to achieve. Let's take this step by step. The first thing that I tried to change was the view through this window. And I've chosen to place kind of a forest or a tree view out of this window. I'm going to select this area and then use a text prompt to generate a fill. Here are my results, and I was pretty happy with these. I think this was well done, and I've chosen this option right here. Next, I wanted to look at this countertop and vanity area in the front. And I had to flip back to the mood board to remind myself what should be there. I needed to take out some of these details and then to fill in a black marble vanity. Here are my results. I've got a couple of options. I really like this third one. All right, so I'm going to keep that one, but for some reason it has some little bottles on it. All right, so then I need to remove those details. Next, I tackle this ottoman in the center of the room. I've simply decided I don't want that. Now this worked really well just to remove the objects. Here are my generated options, and I choose the one that seems the most accurate. Let's look at the bathtub next. And I'm coming back to the mood board to remind myself what kind of bathtub I'm looking for. I will select the area and use a text prompt to generate a new bathtub. I generated several different options, but they all seem too small for the room. Something's going on here. What I learned was I actually needed to make my selection area just a little bit bigger in order to get the right proportion. And then I was able to get a tub that I was much happier with. Here's the final bathtub in this room. I'm really happy with this. In my opinion, this was the most successful piece of this entire exercise. What shall we tackle next? I decide to work on this piece of artwork on the wall. All I want to do is replace whatever this is with something that works with the style. I'm thinking maybe a William Morris print or something having to do with that arts and crafts tile work. You'll see I was completely unsuccessful with this task. I was unable to get any artwork on this wall that I would be willing to share with a client. I think that this is a task that would be very easy using Photoshop, but it was not easy using just Firefly. All right. That framed image of flowers was the best that I got, and yeah, no. So let's try another idea. Going back to the mood board, I see that there are those green tiles used in this project. And let's see if we can make this kind of an accent wall using those tiles. I had far better success with this one, and here is my result. I decided to keep this, and then I needed to, there's an error down here at the bottom here. I needed to fill this area as well. So the left-hand side of our image is looking pretty good. What shall we tackle next? I've decided to remove these details kind of in the middle of our design. This worked quickly and easily. The remove tool is one of the more powerful and easier to use functions. Let's look at the flooring next and replace this existing with the type of flooring shown in the mood board. Now, you'll see I really struggled with this task and I was never fully satisfied with the results. I found it very difficult to get the, specifically the wood tone and color that I wanted. So here's my final flooring results. Next, I thought this would be one of the easier tasks in this image. I simply wanted to place a closed door in this opening right here, and no. Again, this was very difficult. I think it would be a simple task in Photoshop, but it was not in Firefly. And here's what I ended up with. at this point, I gave up. It seemed like a reasonable option for an open door, so I kept it. I'll go back to that later in this video. Let's look at the light fixture next. All right, we'll take this kind of contemporary piece out. And looking at the mood board, there is a surface mount fixture chosen that doesn't really work for the height of the ceiling in this particular instance. So I'm going to replace it with a pendant fixture. Here are my final options and the one that I chose. You notice that in this process I did have to adjust and kind of enlarge my selection area, right, to get a fixture that was appropriate size for the room. Next, I've decided to place a potted plant in this area right here. This was one of the easier tasks using Adobe Firefly here, although I did have to take a quick Google search for the type of plant that I was looking for. Next, that door is really bothering me. I'm going to try it again. You can see that I generated quite a few options trying a bunch of prompts here until bam, at some point I got a closed door. It happens right here. And what I did was give this one a thumbs up. All right, and told Adobe Firefly, hey, that's kind of what I'm looking for. And once I did that, I got a little bit better results and ended up with a closed door that I'm still not all that happy with. Here's what I ended up keeping. It's still got some strange artifacts kind of along the bottom and the sill here, and then I was never able to get the door frame to look correct. All right, final image using Adobe Firefly to edit or modify this existing photo using a arts and crafts style. I think this was moderately successful. It did take me a ridiculously long amount of time, but it was also the first time I ever tried that. So. All right, I hope this was useful to you and that you're able to use this tool in your own work. Thanks, everyone.